Subok, dagok sa inyong buhay? Have you experienced extreme life challenges and struggles? Please raise your hand. According to Thomas Edison, famous scientist and inventor, who perfected his invention in light bulb after so many failures, he said that many life failures are people who didn't realize how close they were to success when they give up. This is true to success stories of famous people like J.K. Rowling, Oprah Winfrey, and Jim Carrey, who never gave up and continue to inspire people in all walks of life. J.K. Rowling is a famous author and famous author of the runaway bestseller Harry Potter book series. He never gave up, continued to persevere, and make it big. Oprah Winfrey is famous international superstar. He dealt a lot through in her public life. He graduated in her college with full scholarship. He worked her way up to the ranks of television, from local network anchor to international superstar, and owning or creating her own network. And Jim Carrey, famous comedian, who started working at the age of 10 as a factory worker after his school. And at the age of 14, he began to realize his dream, that is to be a comedian. At the age of 15, he did his first on stage. And at the age of 16, he stopped schooling and moved to LA, and the rest is history. Your story was that also spared of life struggles and failures. From humble beginning, I was born to a poor family. I was raised by my grandmother, and at a very young age, I know how hard life is. After school, me and my grandmother would proceed to Tarlac to city proper, and I would carry thousands of banana and barbecue sticks at the top of my head. We would walk 4 to 5 kilometers every day just to make both ends meet. And during that time, I learned how to value every cent I earned. I learned how hard life is. No wonder I was so tan during that time. Ang aking malasat lang kutis ay naging kayuman. And thanks to the advent of technology, especially the biomedical group, and also the most popular and the most affordable in the market, I know you know it, the gym juice. Have you tried using it? Kindly raise your hands.
I did that.
I see that you are not raising your hands. Probably you are using the more expensive one. How do you call it? The
Glutathione.
Just joking. On the lighter part of it, after, of course, struggle towards success. I was employed in DepEd 13 years ago, banking only in my educational background and my experience. 13 years have passed. I was awarded several times as an outstanding personnel and health officer. I supported myself as to my educational background. I financed and supported myself for the 4 postgraduate degree courses, including my doctoral degree. I even enrolled in Bachelor of Law and I completed 4th semester as of this time. For my career as a researcher, I conquered division and regional level. I was the DepEd's Region 3 Best Researcher in year 2016 and 2017. And this coming October, I will conquer the national level by being the representative of DepEd Region 3 to the National Research Competition. A year ago, I conquered national level in my researches being published in De La Salle University and other online proceedings, which gave way to adoption of the tool nationwide. Several universities and colleges has adopted it already. And barely a month ago, after I delivered my speech in this room, I conquered, with all humility, I conquered the international scene. My researchers were approved for presentation in Japan, Indonesia, and Singapore, and hope to be in Singapore this November. And a week ago, I know how it is hard to be a journal reviewer. The process of applying in that journal. An international journal emailed me, and I was told that they saw my academic blah 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 blah. Sorry for that. And they requested me that if I could be a reviewer of their journal. And then I accepted it. And then after I am done with the paper, I just scroll their journal and I almost cried. It's so prestigious and it's very hard to be a reviewer in that journal. And the Lord gave it to me with that one click. And I also want to improve myself further. That's why I joined the Toastmasters International. And lucky enough, I'm now in front of you. With all humility, at this point in time, I can say that I am a successful and self-actualized person. And giving back all this to our giver by being an agent of change through mentoring, influencing, and inspiring other people. And finally, I can say that my greatest climb, it's really worth it. No matter how hard the climb, but what matters most is what have you become during the climb. Furthermore, this climb will be more fulfilling if it means creating meaningful, purposeful lives for others. And that's for me, the greatest climb with the true values and true success. Persevere, no matter how difficult the climb is. Persevere to improve. Persevere to succeed. Magsumikap para umunlad. Strive to succeed. Mabuhay po ang Philippines.